those eagle-eyed of you, you'll see that I've done the total opposite of what I says I was going to do. I says I was going to cut the door into sections and then work one section at a time. Well, as I was preparing the first section, I kept looking at the damage along the top, and it was bugging me that if I spend all this time trying to get the lower half perfect and then I can't get the top perfect, or it's going to break through, then what's the point? And it was nagging away at me, so I decided I'd do the top section first, which was the worst. As you can imagine, the young lady, you know, this is about the height that she's comfortable with, and she'd give it a proper clean, but with a scouring pad that meant lots and lots of marks. So just going to give it a few seconds. I'm not going to let it make you watch the whole routine, but you can see I've taped up the line that runs across there, and basically I'm just cutting the flatted marks back up to this line now, and I'll just give you a short view because I haven't showed any polishing, I don't think. So here we go. Now I'm conscious that we've got this being filmed, so I would normally work the compound a bit more than that, but we'll just give it a wipe down and some panel wipe, so that we know we're not hiding anything in the flatting scratches. And we'll just have a look how we're doing at getting the flatting marks out. Now that wasn't my first pass, so started to get some nice results. So I'm going to do a few more passes, or a few more sets on this section. This is using the Menzerner Heavy Cut 300 compound, and once I think that I've got the scratches out, I'll start refining it with Menzona 220 and see if we've got all the marks out, and then I'll refine it some more. Once I'm confident that the flatting marks are out, and I can still see a few, I'll take the tape off, and then when I refine it I'll go over the line to blend it in. So I thought I'd give you a quick glimpse of what it's doing. I mean, it's took this morning, you know, most of this morning just to prepare this section, and I've polished this section, and we haven't been able to get every scratch out. There's one there, and there's one around here somewhere, one there, and really I'm not going to be able to remove them totally, but they are difficult to see, and when it goes out in the sunlight I don't think anybody will notice it anyway. So considering the amount of damage that was on this panel, it's a win as far as I'm concerned, because I didn't think I'd get it this good. So I'll crack on now. I'm going to carry on with a few more sets on here, and then move on down the top of the door. So there we have it, and I'll show a bit more later. And thanks for watching, appreciate it. Good afternoon everybody. Now, you won't hear me say this very often, but I actually feel proud of myself today, because I didn't for 1 minute think that I'd be able to save this door. I really did think that it was going to end up with loads of scratches left, but if you remember what it was like before, now this is only the top half of the door. I haven't started the bottom half. That'll be tomorrow's job. But now I'm happy that I've recovered this door at the top. I'll be more than happy carrying on with the rest of it. So I'm going to go home with a big smile on my face, and there's not a mark to be seen anywhere. So I'm an happy bunny. Worth all that flatting and flatting when you get a result like that. Right, I'll see you tomorrow when we explore the lower half of the door, and get that back, and that should be easy after what I've done today. So I'll see you tomorrow. Thought I'd share the progress with the driver's door. On the last video you've seen that I'd got the top half done, and I went back to a couple of the scratches that I says I was going to leave, and I've actually got them out, so I'm really pleased with that. This is the view of the door before we started. This is now the 2000 grit. This light, it leaves all these bloody lines in it, but that's the view of the door with 2000 grit flatted. And then this section of the door I've given 2 real good cuts, and that's come up really well, considering it has been just cut. It's quite a nice finish, and obviously got the scratches out. So I'm now doing this section, and I'm going to flat the whole of this door. The flute that was really badly damaged, I've managed to get that back to how it should be, so I'm pleased with that. And I'll finish the whole car and then I'll go over the whole thing again. The bonnet needs one more refinement. Like I said before, it's sunk back and some of the rest of it will. It's only very, very slight, so another refinement when I finish the whole car, and then detail it up and do all the plastics and everything, and it should look good. So I'm going to crack on and carry on flatting the door, and at this stage it is difficult to tell whether I've got every mark out, but during the next few stages, if there is any left, they'll be apparent and then I can deal with them. And I'm determined not to leave any scratches in. Since I got the top out, I think I can get it all out. So that's the progress. It's very, very slow to do it. I mean, I've been on the flute and that front bit of the door this morning, and it's 20 to 1 now. So whether I actually get this to completion today, I don't know. We'll just see how it goes. So anyway, there we have it. A little bit of showing the different stages that we go through, and the obviously the finish afterwards, and it makes it all worthwhile. Right, I'll see you a little bit later and we'll see how we're progressing. Good afternoon everybody, it's Ted from The Devil's in the Detail, and after an obscene amount of hours I've now finished the door, and I have to say I'm over the moon with it. It's come out absolutely beautiful. There's a lot of work, a lot of patience, but like I've said before, it does pay off. Well, it pays off for somebody. I'm not sure it does for me, but what you don't get monetary, you get in pride and satisfaction, and I have to say that I'm very, very satisfied with how this is coming. Now I'm on the rear quarter. As you can see, as I've flatted the door, I've used the same flatting paper to go across onto the next panel, so that when I work on this panel now, it'll match the finish of the door. If you do them individually, sometimes you can end up taking less of the orange peel off and then the door looks odd. So I've made sure I've overlapped all the way up by about 2 inches to start it off with exactly the same flatting that the doors had. So now we're going to move on to this panel, and this is no prettier than the door was, to be fair. I've also had the go ahead from the owner to take my chances and try and do the boot lid. But I'm going to finish this side of the car first. There's some really bad marks just above the petrol flap. Whether they've been done by the petrol nozzle or by the washing, I'm not sure. But you could see, faced with the same sort of damage as was on the door, and now there is no damage on the door. So when I've completed the side, I'll go over the whole side again with a finishing compound, because where I've been wiping it down constantly, there's a few miles off the microfibers, and it's got to be panel wiped anyway, ready for the ceramics. So I'm going to concentrate now on getting this rear quarter done, and because it's about half the size of the door, it shouldn't take as long. So there we have it. But I have to say that I didn't think I could get all the scratches out, but I believe I have. Even the little ticks on the lines I've managed to ease out during the compounding. So I'm really chuffed with it. So anyway, that will finish the series on the door. It's been a long one, but it's not as long to watch as it was for me to do the work. Well, I hope you've enjoyed it and you are enjoying the videos, and I know a lot of people are taking something from it, because I've been getting some great comments, and I want to thank everybody for the positive comments I've been getting. And if you're watching this, hit the subscribe button while you're watching it. It doesn't cost you anything. I'll see you on the next one, and we're nearly there now. I'll see you soon.